All right, this is Ask the Boss. I'm like, that's not 5, that's 5. Episode number 5. So we're gonna go through some questions today. I think there's some good ones. Hold on. Need the right angle here. And another shot of that hat. Yeah.
With plugs in.
Good. Oh, today we are shooting from our 4th retail store. This is Untitled Nutrition Corner. So as you can see, it's kind of epic. They're really tall, like cathedral ceilings with matte black up there. And then we got the shelving in. Now we're just kind of waiting on product and permits. So this will be our 4th store. 5th store will be Williamsburg in late March. This is Untitled Nutrition Corner in Sterling, Virginia. So, all right, roll, Pat.
Right.
Excuse the background noise too. They're installing security cameras, so it might be a little noisy.
At Dominate Science Passion, the relevance of proper stress management outside of the gym, family, nutrition, business, food, etc., to increase the gains and to maintain more muscle mass. How important is it, and how do you deal with it? What are the tricks?
That is a loaded question. I'm not even sure I understand.
I think he's
asking.
at, stress management outside of the gym to not interfere.
I mean,
with,
I think it comes down to balance. Like you can't be totally centered around the gym, right? You know, people who worry about, oh, they got to hit their macro spot on, like to the exact T all the time, and they freak out if they miss a meal by a half an hour. That creates a lot of stress. And actually, I think most bodybuilders when they first start do that. And I was one of those people, and I actually started making better gains when I kind of loosened up a little bit and relieved some of that stress. There's a lot of stresses in life with the family and all the businesses and things like that. So why make the bodybuilding aspect of it stressful? That's my relief. That's the release. So I'm not exactly sure I understand the question, but I think having a good balance, having other things in your life besides just the gym and bodybuilding and things like that make a huge difference, because you're more balanced, you have an appreciation for other things, you're not so consumed with it, and then I find that translates to better gains in the gym. When you're not really kind of micromanaging everything, every aspect of your gains.
I think you answered it. Okay. Just looking for how to deal with it better.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, you gotta schedule time for everything, right? So how I deal with it is, I make time for everything, right? So there's the work time, there's the training time, there's the meal prep time, and there's family time, and there's a time to play, a time to work, and actually being on, trying to get into a good routine is helpful.
Well, and I also think the bodybuilding lifestyle also teaches you better discipline for time management and life in general.
Absolutely.
Okay, number 2, at Noah Brooks. What courses did you take in college that helped you, if any at all, with developing Core Nutritionals? So
I had 2 degrees in school. One was economics and the other was biochemistry and molecular biology. The biochemistry and molecular biology was actually my primary major, where I spent, I feel like I did way more coursework. I wrote my honors thesis in economics. So really, both of those things are used, right? So economics and accounting and all of that comes into play with business and kind of how to run a business. I think how to run a business and how to run core, a lot of that is learning as you're doing it. You don't really get that experience in the classroom. It's kind of, I learn as I'm going. I'm still learning today. But in terms of actual coursework, the biochemistry work was huge. Some of the higher end, biochemistry, where you actually have to know every single process in your body, every single enzyme, how to draw the enzymes, what they're made up of, what are the coenzymes, all of the things that that go on in your body. That helps you understand how supplements are working. It helps you be able to read PubMed articles and scientific articles and studies, and helps you kind of know the downfalls of those studies, and also kind of really what they're talking about. Those studies can be like reading Greek if you don't have that science background. So I always tell people, if you're really interested in that type of thing, something like organic chemistry was so helpful. Everyone hates organic chemistry because it's difficult, but I thought it was like the funnest class ever. So those more technical majors, I feel, have more application to things like supplements and nutrition than just a simple nutrition degree. You know, I tell people, you know, if you have electives, take a math, take a science, you know, all that critical thinking, all that, the problem solving that goes into those things. I mean, that kind of helps you down the line, I think, in doing things like running a business. So, you know, I would definitely say if I had to pick one, it would probably be my higher end biochemistry courses or organic chemistry.
Smarty Pants over here.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, somebody asked last week, nobody really picked training questions this week, so if you could choose one hamstring exercise to utilize or be the most effective, which exercise would that be? Hammies.
Squats, deadlifts.
Compound.
Yeah, compound. I mean, I do a lot of leg curls. I do some Romanian deadlifts, but I think really traditional deadlifts and squats is going to be for that full leg development. I think walking lunges are phenomenal as well for the tie-ins. And then just a bunch of variety of leg curls. I don't think I have a favorite, you know, for hamstrings. Glute ham raises are good too. So, I mean, for me, it's just a variety. I mean, I hit hams, I'll hit 5, 6, 7 exercises.
Yeah. It sounds like the person asked the question was maybe the hamstrings are lagging, you know, maybe looking for a secret exercise.
Well, focus on them. Most people will go and do leg extensions all day long, you know, and they're not really focusing on their hamstring. It's just like people train their chest more than they train their back. So, you know, really get in there and you know, give yourself a hamstring day. You know, give yourself a quad day, give yourself a hamstring day, and then throw some extra hams in on your quad day. So you're hitting hams, you know, twice a week.
Okay, that was 3. Number 4, we're gonna throw in. This is from Teddy Grams 84. He thinks he has the best question in the world. What are your thoughts on the recent OCB IFPA bomb that was just dropped?
Well, I've decided to start my own natural bodybuilding organization. It's going to be called the MPC, for the Miller Physique Committee, and it's going to feed into the IFDD. It's going to be sweet.
What's IFDD?
What, International Federation of Doug.
You don't have to be half natty for this one?
Only half. You don't have to be natty at all. Yeah. Half natty. So it's funny because we got a question a little bit earlier. I think it was episode 1 or 2. Will natural bodybuilding ever unite? And I think the recent developments with the OCB and IFPA, which is, you know, my home, you know, it's somewhat saddening, and I think it was a lot driven by ego, and it's a little bit hard for me to talk about because I know some things that other people don't know. I know both sides of the story. I'm friends with both parties on both sides of the story, so it's a little bit difficult for me. I know I've been on the phone, you know, for many hours over the past couple of days talking to people about this, and I just want to say that I wish we could just take a week, step back a week and kind of start over, because the last week I think has been, although the intentions, just hit off of my phone, the intentions were great by the parties involved. I think there was a lot of personal things that got wrapped into it, and it just, the whole thing blew up. So with all that said, I still think there's going to be some good that comes out of this. Now, I don't think the IFPA is done. I just think at the end of the day, the people involved are definitely good people and friends of mine, and I think they're going to work something out. So I think even though you might have seen Facebook posts that said one thing, I think a lot of that was emotion, and a lot of those decisions were made without fully thinking through things. And you know, I think at the end of the day, all of this with the intention of helping athletes actually ended up hurting the sport of natural bodybuilding. But when everything's said and done and all the dust settles, and I think we're going to know more within the next week, I think there's going to be some good that comes out of this. I definitely want to put it out there that what you've seen on Facebook so far is not the end of it. New organizations, old organizations aligning with other organizations. I don't think what you've seen so far is the end of it. So to be honest with you, if you're a competitor in the natural bodybuilding world, I would sit tight and let the next, you know, week or two play out, because I think your season is kind of you know, a little bit up in the air, and it's definitely not, organizations are not, everything's not concrete yet. So sit back, kind of be patient. You know, I think the leadership does have, deep down, the athletes involved, and they kind of need to let go of some personal issues, and I think they're going to work through that. So I'm confident that something good is going to come out of this. It's just, you know, we just have to be patient.
Yeah. So, all right.
That's it. Next time, episode 6, maybe we'll shoot it again from here, and these shelves will be full. If nothing else, we have a ton of core product we can put here until we get everything else. So anyways, till next time, crush it.